It's summer 2024 and I have no jobs coming in. I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling paralyzed, like literally no one, no publicist, no brand, no production company is replying to my emails or has any jobs for me. I've always cold emailed, I've always pitched myself as a freelance photographer, and this is the first time that it's been months of it not working. I'll usually send a shitload of emails and then I'll get like at least 1 or 2 replies. You know what I mean? Like a job will come from all that effort. But it had been months. I was feeling very hopeless. I feel like the rug has been pulled out from under me. My belief system starts to waver. I'm basically paralyzed with anxiety and overthinking the same things. Where do I pivot towards? Because, okay, fine, like I've been a photographer for forever and it's worked for me in Puerto Rico and in Boston. I've traveled thanks to photography, but like I arrived in LA, had my little stint with the celebrity world, and then nothing. I'm like, why is this happening? Do I deserve this? What am I supposed to learn from this? I'm trying to survive in Los Angeles. I just moved a few months ago and I'm like, well, girl gotta eat. Like, how are we gonna spin this? What are we gonna do? It was all so absurd to me, but I was also frozen. So due to this, my boyfriend sees me in my struggles and in my like fear, and he suggests I start a 30-day challenge on Instagram. And I'm like, a 30-day challenge on Instagram, but like, what am I playing at here? Like what game am I playing? Like I just want to get paid sort of thing. Like that was my mentality. He was like, trust yourself. Do a 30-day challenge. See how you feel creating still life photography, product photography. See what you can uncover. Let's explore this together. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm entering another exploratory phase is what I thought. So I'm like, a 30-day challenge. Okay, but like what's the challenge? What am I supposed to like overcome? And he's like, what's been going on in your head? And I tell him that I'm sort of paralyzed because I don't know what my next move should be and I don't know what decisions I should be taking moving forward. So he says, it sounds to me like you have analysis paralysis. And I'm like, analysis paralysis? I'll put the definition here so you guys can see it. But it's basically when you're unable to make a decision because you've overthought a situation. You overthink a problem to the point where you can't make a decision. And I'm like, that's literally what's happening to me. I start writing and I'm like, okay, like how about overcoming analysis paralysis? He's like, there you have it. That's the concept. Because he explains to me that for 30-day challenges, you have to have a concept. Like for any video story, you should have a concept. So we land on overcoming analysis paralysis. That's the concept of our 30-day challenge. And thus, my reinvention era begins. I start photographing inanimate objects that I have around the house and I start to get into it. I'm like, okay, like this is different than portrait photography, but I dig it. Like you're not having to deal with people or direct people. You're just experimenting with things and seeing what can be born out of a still life. I start to fall in love with still life photography. I learned throughout this period that doubt can only be removed by action. We were constantly going. We were filming, editing, shooting. I was like looking for references on Pinterest every other day to see like what would inspire creativity. I basically start to create my own momentum to get out of the slump. And it was, honestly, I felt like I was thriving. I wasn't making any money, but my soul felt like it was soaring. And I end up with a really like bitchin' body of work of now still life art. And it's like, okay, now we have this massive portfolio. Like, what do we do next? So I do a second 30-day challenge. I think it was around October or September. And that also went pretty well. Basically, I have 60 days of nonstop creation under my belt. And it was joyous. Like I was actually out with some friends here in LA and one of them was like, oh my God, I have that too, analysis paralysis. Other people were like, I had never heard that phrase. And it kind of felt like we had something very unique at the time. And that made me feel good. After that, I'm like, so we have 2 30-day challenges under our belt on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, cool. Now I'm like, what's next? And my beautiful, bright boyfriend suggests, well, how about you print some of these and sell them? Like, let's set up a Shopify account and see how it goes. And I was like, brilliant. I've never actually had any of my photos be tangible before. So we set up a Shopify account and I start researching printing studios around LA. I land on one that I like. And so I start promoting it on Instagram. I start doing these like little cozy reels and photos of like, this is what's coming sort of thing. And I get really good traction. And so my first print sells out in 48 hours. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is so fun for me. And people resonated with that first print. So my first print drop was Ivory Toaster. I'm gonna put it right here so you can check it out. It was like a beautiful, sleek, monochromatic still life artwork. And it sold out. I did a limited edition of 10 and they freaking sold out. I was stunned because the last few months I had been struggling financially, and to see people supporting you and see some money in your account due to something that was born out of basically overcoming a challenge, but also exploration, like giving myself the space to explore this newness. So after we sell out my limited edition Ivory Toaster print, it's December and we're like, well, what next? Like, fine, we can plan the next drop, but like, what else? And my boyfriend's like, we should refine and sort of revamp what you were doing in the 30-day challenge and just do it weekly and publish it on Instagram and TikTok and see how it goes, and maybe go more in depth with your creative process. And basically we start doing behind the scenes content of my process shooting still life art. And that's what I've been posting till this day on Instagram and TikTok. So I'm basically discovering and entering the social media realm, but on a more serious and professional level. And through publishing my creative process in these past few months, it's already May, and I've been at it for like 4.5 months basically, and I've gotten brand collaborations. Like, I've had brands reach out to me, I've had people email me. 2025 is feeling very hopeful. I guess it's refreshing because I've been attracting and not necessarily like on the hunt. I'm used to being on the hunt and like pitching myself, and it feels really good to be doing something that's genuinely aligned with your creative soul, to put it in those words. And I'm feeding like my inner child, and I've started this YouTube channel because I thought it would be fun as well to share everything that's been going on and to be real about it, and no gatekeeping or anything. So it's challenging to be an artist in Los Angeles. I've only just begun my second year here. We'll continue to see how things unfold and how I grow as a creator, and I hope you guys tag along for the ride because I'm really enjoying myself. And if any of this resonates with you, please leave a comment or like the video, or you can follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm definitely getting even more personal on my YouTube channel than what I am on Instagram and TikTok, but they're all different parts of me as an artist and creator. So I'm basically learning how to navigate the social media realm, which is no easy feat. And I know it's kind of crazy to start a YouTube channel in 2025, but I'm a crazy gal. Like, this is what's up. I want to taste everything, explore everything, like play with all these different platforms and see what comes of it and see how I evolve as an artist and creator. I think it's going to be a very rich and layered journey. So the way I overcame analysis paralysis was by trusting myself a little more, like trusting my intuition a little more. I set clear goals. I started taking matters into my own hands, like taking action and building something for myself that I feel is going to be a sustainable business. I became more flexible in my creativity and like output of content. I found enjoyable distractions like going on a day trip with my boyfriend, literally taking breaks, like to do anything else that's not sitting in front of the computer and thinking about what needs to get done and how to move the needle forward. These are some of the things that helped me overcome analysis paralysis, and I hope if you're going through that it helps you too. Definitely creating your own momentum and taking action removes any sign of doubt. Like, I started to believe that I am a still life artist, that I am an art photographer, that I am a content creator, and sort of learned that this is something that I tell myself a lot, where it's like, well, how does the Yeya that has already succeeded in all these platforms and is thriving as a still life artist and does all these brand collabs, like how does she move around the world? How does she, like breathe and stand and react and make an impact? Literally thanks to that, I've started my YouTube channel because I started to believe in myself more and literally said, I have shit to say too, and I want to share it. And video is a really cool way to do that. Hopefully you liked this creative chat and you took something away from it. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this creative chat, and I'll see you soon.